Well, my name is Dr. Wayne Sedlak. Yesterday, I had the opportunity to testify before the State Senate Committee. In that hearing, there were three bills that were set before, the Senate. Actually, they're going on to the Senate now because they were passed. You see, the three bills, it's Senate Bill SB 4, Senate Bill 5, and Senate Bill 7, are very important to your health and well-being, and I believe to the whole state of Wisconsin. Senate Bill 4 prohibits certain state officials and the state itself from forcing you to be vaccinated if you live in the state of Wisconsin. Senate Bill 5 prohibits employers from mandating vaccinations as a condition of continued employment of their employees. Senate Bill 7 prohibits the Department of Health, stops the Department of Health from violating, the constitutional right to gather, particularly churches are in view. Now, I'm a pastor. I'm a missionary as well, and I've seen all this kind of rhetoric, though not with COVID, in the foreign field, in Africa. I saw it in South Africa when things went in upheaval because the upper tier of government was passing laws that disoriented and changed the customs, the mores, the laws, the expectations of people throughout their land. That created confusion. What followed next was revolution. We've had changes, vast changes in this past year. A lawyer might call it stare decisis, a Latin phrase in the judiciary that means don't disturb things that are already settled. Well, this past year, we've had one law after another, one executive, one political, one court decree after another nationally. Mostly executive actions, like our governor here, Governor Tony Evers, who passes things as if he's the law and violates his oath of office. What that amounts to, though, is the disturbance of things settled. Massively, wearing of masks, 6 feet distancing. Public gatherings are brought almost to a standstill. Restaurants are closed down. Businesses are closed down. Or 25% occupancy and so on and so forth. You know it all. But the point is, it's an immense amount of damage, and it has brought upheaval here in Wisconsin and worldwide, certainly throughout the entire United States. These three bills represent a protection against being forced in vaccination. For 47 years as a pastor and as one who has stood up for the preborn, the pro-life movement, I've never believed the hypocrisy of government when it says that it's interested in protecting my privacy and my body. I never believed that rhetoric. I told them that to the Senate yesterday. And I don't believe it now, and they're proving it. Because the Senate and the governor and the Assembly appear to want to vaccinate us forcibly. I'm not an anti-vaxxer per se. I've had my children vaccinated, but I am opposed to forced vaccinations and this vaccination. You see, as a missionary, I'm in contact with my students throughout Africa, and the vaccines are killing people there. Our media are not reporting it. I don't care what the medical authorities say. I know the United Nations is the one pushing these vaccines in Africa. So I'm encouraging you to do three things. Encouraging you to contact your assemblyman, contact your senator, your state senator. These are all state, by the way, not your federal. Your state assemblyman and your state senators, and tell them to vote for AB 4, AB 5, Senate Bill 4, Senate Bill 5, and Senate Bill 7. Many Republicans are opposed to this. I'm going to tell you in part 2 why. This is typical And what we now need in pushing these bills, when you contact your state senator, you can go to visionviewpoint.com. At the top, you can see interposition. Drop-down menu will tell you to find your representative. You can click on your county. You'll find your rep and your state senator. Remember, this isn't federal. This is state. It's important to find out who votes against these bills. It's enough that there have been so-called rhinos who've been doing the downfield blocking for the Democrats who have a minority. We have a majority in both houses and we can't win. So it's time that we get protected first. And by the way, go to part 2 of this. It's only going to be a few minutes. And I'll explain to you the strategy that's being endorsed by many Republicans who are following the rhinos. Again, the renegade Republicans. Do look at part 2. But while you're at it, email, call, and even write your state senator. And one other thing, share this with your friends. Get them to do the same thing. And with people outside of Wisconsin that you know, ask them to contact people inside Wisconsin that they know to do the same thing. Remember, statistically, this is an old statistic. It's gotten better since, but I don't know that offhand. But this is sufficient. For every person that sends an email or makes a phone call, there's statistically about 60 or 70 people that feel the same way you do that didn't call. That's the way they look at it up in Madison and elsewhere. One last thing, don't threaten anyone. This isn't a time for threatening anyone. Respect those in office, but don't accept either explanations away from the passage of these 3 bills. These 3 bills are simply put, this is the way legislation should be. You can read it in 5 minutes, each one of them. You don't have to go through the bulky AB1 and the bulky Senate supplement. This is the way legislation should be done, and I want to thank Senator Andre Jacques for doing it this way. Now, will he get your support? We finally have somebody doing it the right way. These are simple bills. Call your state senators and email them. And by the way, one last thing. Do it again. Be it Monday, be it Tuesday. Keep calling. Keep writing. Make them to know. Make them to know how you feel. But you strongly support SB4, SB5, and SB7. Go to part 2, please. It won't take you long. You'll find out the rhetoric you're going to hear from Republicans, both assemblymen and senators. So be prepared for it. God bless you. Now is the time to act.